Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Corey Mosley here. Super excited to have you joining me. Just a few moments on this Monday, August. What is it? Monday, August 28th. Monday, August 20th. They know there's people in here. On Monday, August 28th. I hope your day is going well. Broadcasting live from our studio here in Richmond, Virginia. I think it's not a fun day outside. I think there's a lot of rain, some things going on. I wanted to pop in with you on this live because we're super excited that in just apparently 8 days, I'm looking 8 days, 23 seconds, 23 minutes, 51, what is it? I need to look. 23 hours, 51 minutes, and 23 seconds. My live webinar, Amplify Your Expertise, is going to be coming to you. That's right, September 6th, 1 p.m., Amplify Your Expertise. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about a preview from that. Just talk about some of the things we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be sharing during this webinar. Now, this is content that we've created specifically based off of this model of expertise sharing that we've been doing live for people, for various organizations and companies and entrepreneurs this past year. So this is a live event, so now we can reach more people. We've got people signed up from as far as the West Coast. I think we even saw, I think Alaska might be tuning in. So we want to help people amplify and share their expertise everywhere. And you might be thinking, who is this for in particular? So this is one of the opportunities where I wanted to talk specifically about that piece, because you might fall into a couple different buckets, as far as who is ideal for this, who should be on this webinar, who should be taking the time to attend this live webinar. And I find often that when we're talking to entrepreneurs, we're talking to business owners in this convoluted world that we're in right now, when we're in this world for attention, we're streaming and doing reels and shorts, and we're trying to get known, raise our profile, raise our credibility, and ultimately create that leverage in our business, create our leverage, because the leverage is the indicator that gives us the opportunity to grow. And as we look for different ways to leverage that, as we look for different conversations to be in, look for different rooms to be in, look for different ways that our products and services can be put out into the marketplace. And there's a lot of people that, don't identify as salespeople. They don't say, oh, well, Corey, you know what? I'm a expert organizer, but I'm not a salesperson. And I'm sure you've probably heard this before. If your plan is to grow your business, it's going to involve increasing your sales skills, increasing your marketing skills, and talking to strangers. And the funny part is it's almost like an opportunity where we have to reprogram ourselves. Because I don't know about you, but many of us as children were told what? Whatever you do, don't talk to strangers. Carrie, were you told that? Were you guys told that? We were all told, don't talk to strangers. You don't want to be kidnapped in that van. So we don't talk to strangers. So a lot of people didn't. Now we're in this marketplace now where we're trying to grow our business, or we're entrepreneurs, or we're in business development. We're in these roles where, in fact, we have to, in order to grow, introduce those same products and services to people who do not know us right now. You might be watching this stream, or may watch this stream in replay, and have never heard of me before, ever. You're like, man, who's this guy? So you can go to amplifywebinar.com. There's a little bio, but I'm easily searchable on the internet. But I may be very new to you, and the hope is I'm reaching new people. That's why we're coming to the marketplace, and that's why we want to help you amplify that as well. So there's a couple different variations. You might be somebody right now that is not being taken seriously. You've got great credentials. You've got, you've got the schooling. You've got the acronyms after your name. You've got all these great things. Or maybe you've done great work in your corporate world, or in your previous life, so to speak. And now maybe you're consulting for other businesses, or you're a coach, or you're providing professional services where you built up this resume of 20 years at this major corporation doing great things. And now you're trying to monetize that and leverage the work that you did over here in your new business, or to grow your business. So maybe you're not being taken seriously as you should. Maybe you're trying to establish credibility outside of your immediate circle. right? It's great to be around people who know you, who know your expertise, who maybe view you as a thought leader, maybe view you as a mentor, view you as an expert in your field. That's a great feeling. But of course, if you're just surrounded with those people, a couple things happen. Number one, you get a false sense of who really knows you and how you're known. Number two, you become capped on how many people your products and services are able to help. Because if your circle is like this, there's only so many people that you can help within that circle. There's only so many customers that can come from that scenario. So then we have to get exponential. We have to try to create that growth. So, and that may be a challenge for you right now. Maybe it's difficulty positioning yourself. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, work with a lot of small business owners who are very talented, immensely talented, and they have talents in more than one areas. So one of the struggles that gets created when you're trying to get a focus, when you're trying to get a specialty or even a niche, so to speak, or niche, however you like to say it, when you're trying to get that going, you're like, oh, well, I can do this very well, and I've got a background here, and I've got a background there. So now you're known for 6 or 7 different things, but are you known really? Are you known for that specialty that you really want to be known for? So you could be struggling with that from a positioning standpoint. Maybe you're having challenges highlighting that professionalism. Maybe you have all this background and degrees in education and practical experience, but you can't quite tune that message or tweak that message to an area where it becomes very clear what you do or what you offer. And your resume might be great from before, like we say, but maybe you haven't established a track record right now. Maybe back in the day you did X, Y, and Z, but now you don't, maybe you're new in the business. So you haven't established testimonials, you haven't established that, client list already, and you want to create that. That's what we're going to be talking about at the Amplify Your Expertise webinar. That secret ultimately to creating that opportunity to what we say become the obvious choice, right? You want to become the obvious choice. You want to remove the competitive barriers. You don't want to be in the bid with other people. You want to remove and create that removal and create that separation. And, with all the things happening in the marketplace right now, you also may be finding it hard to stand out and looking for ways to leverage that piece outside of just traditional marketing. The other thing, because that's kind of one side of the equation, but the other thing that I find interesting is the brand. Your current brand also might not be resonating. We had a coaching program all through COVID to really help business owners and entrepreneurs, in many cases, save their business, but it was whether save their business, help them pivot. A lot of people made changes to their brand. They rebranded, they refreshed their brand, they changed their services and offerings. During COVID, to survive, to thrive, and to pivot, and maybe even reimagine what they were doing. So that brand that you have right now, maybe you were hot back in the day, but maybe it's not resonating the same way moving forward. So how can I retool that? How can I use media to do that also? So we're going to be talking about that, and ultimately at the end of the day, as a business owner, taking the time, because it's completely free webinar. So this is about time, right? No cost for you to attend, but you are giving of your time, which is valuable. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you may be struggling, even if struggle is not the right word. Maybe you're finding challenges, having challenges, attracting new clients, finding new clients. And that all kind of can go in a big circle. Well, Corey, I'm not the greatest salesperson. I'm really great at what I do, but I'm not the greatest salesperson. Well, that affects it. But I'm going to show you in Amplify Your Expertise, I'm going to show you in this webinar how leveraging media and how leveraging your expertise is going to create a value proposition for your potential customer that allows you to go from being an equal to your competition. Because I'm almost certain that there's nobody who will watch this stream or share this stream or even attend our webinar is not in a situation where the clients that you would like to do more business with don't have a choice of where they can do business. If you're an attorney, there's a lot of options for attorneys. If you're in professional services, you're a financial planner, you're in real estate, you're in mortgages, you have a professional services business, you could be in landscaping and lawn care. There is competition at every facet. Now you may say, "Oh, well, Corey, nobody has this expertise that I have. No one has accomplished as much as I've accomplished." And all of that may be true, but if you're at a stage where no one knows that yet, or not enough people, let's not say no one, but not enough people know that yet, you've got a real challenge. One of my favorite movies is a movie called Pirates of Silicon Valley. And it was a made-for-TV movie on TNT. It was one of the first versions of the Steve Jobs, Bill Gates story that ever came to market. Way before you got the various movies that have come out over the years about Steve Jobs, or the big biography that came out. It was a made-for-TV movie that detailed the rise and competition. And it's a great movie if you could still find it. Hopefully it's available streaming. But one of my favorite parts of the movie, a couple key ones that I always remember and I talk about when I'm communicating with business owners and entrepreneurs or at live events. And there's a scene in the movie where Jobs and Gates are about to go out and do some event or make some joint announcement. And it comes out that Windows, of course, which was heavily derived from Bill Gates' ability to see Apple's operating system, starts to ship overseas. So they started shipping it overseas. It wasn't in America yet. They started overseas. So it starts to ship. Steve Jobs learns about it. He goes, of course, and confronts Bill Gates. And he says, "You won't win because our stuff is better." And Bill Gates in the movie is quoted as saying, "That doesn't matter." And I want you to think about that for a second. Because, of course, at that time, and we're not talking about Apple now today as one of the most valuable companies in the world. We're talking about back then and that period of decades that went from that point, from the 80s all the way through, where Microsoft held 97% market share. Now, we can get into the Apple versus Windows debate. Don't send me any notes or posts about what you like better. I'm definitely an Apple person since '85. But needless to say, that part is debatable. But what's not debatable is what happened in that process. And many people have always viewed Apple as a great technical company building beautiful products that many would argue are better. But that did not stop market share. So my point is, you could be better. You could be an executive business coach watching this, and you may truly be the greatest executive business coach that's ever lived in life. But if your pipeline's not full of opportunities, if you don't have people coming to you as the obvious choice, there's some lesser executive business coach whose pipeline may be full because they're better at certain skills. Maybe they're better at selling. Maybe they're better at sharing their expertise. They've learned how to amplify that expertise to their benefit so they can do reduced selling. Because there's no one watching this stream that wouldn't agree that the best kind of call, the best kind of lead, the best kind of email from a prospect is, "Hey, heard you guys do great work. We're looking to do some business. How do we sign up? How do we join? How do we buy your product or service?" Not pitch us, not we're talking to 2 or 3 other companies and how do you compare, not we're issuing an RFP, et cetera, et cetera. It's the idea that someone calls and someone engages with the intent of doing business with you. And that's just a powerful tool. And one of the steps is how you use your assets, how you leverage your expertise, how you put your expertise together, how you share it. And those are all the things that we're going to be covering and amplify your expertise when we share the secret to becoming the obvious choice in your marketplace. We've got it up. It's been on the screen. We're going to put it on the screen. If you can't see it behind me, amplifywebinar.com. Amplifywebinar.com is the place that you want to go to secure your spot. So we're doing this on Zoom, and we're doing it on the Zoom where everybody can see each other. So, the webinar's got the huge capacity when you do the webinar one, but We're doing the regular Zoom, as we like to call it. So I think we're capped at a certain number of people. I'm pretty sure we are capped at a certain number of people who can register or who can attend live. So please, amplifywebinar.com. Don't be a procrastinator. Take decisive action. If you have someone that needs to know about this, if there's someone in your network and your circle, be a good friend and share this video. Share the link, amplifywebinar.com. It's 100% no cost. It's going to be phenomenal education, not just because I created it, but because it's good information for you if you're out there in the marketplace. If you've had even one conversation with yourself or with other colleagues or friends or at lunch or over dinner with a spouse or a partner, you know, man, I got to get myself out there more. We got to figure out how we're going to get out there more. Man, we've done great with this group of clients that we have. More people need to know about this valuable work that we're doing, or this valuable service that we offer, or this valuable product that is a game changer for people. I meet people all over the country. I talk to people. We interview them here. And I'm always intrigued and interested about what they're doing. And let me tell you, there are people out here doing some phenomenal work. There are people out here helping so many people, whether B2B or helping people on the personal level. So many great coaches, life coaches, wellness coaches, consultants, people that can come into a situation and tweak it and really help people get a competitive advantage in their life, in their marketplace, in their business. More people need to hear what you have to say. More people need to know about your expertise. More people need to know about how you can help them solve their problems. So, amplifywebinar.com. We're going to stay tuned for our lives. We're going to be continuing to just share more information here as we lead up to this event. This event is not an event that you register for and then don't attend and then hope we send you an email with the recording later. We're not doing that. We want people who are committed to showing up live. September 6th is the date, 1 p.m. Eastern for my Western and Central and Mountain Time folks. 1 p.m. Eastern, September 6th. The countdown's on. The clock's moved a little bit behind me since we've been talking and streaming. But I want you there, amplifywebinar.com. I want to show you how to do more with the expertise. Even if you don't view yourself as a thought leader, even if that word doesn't resonate with you, if you're in business and you want to grow that business, you're going to have to create more opportunities for people, particularly if you're the face of the brand, right? If you are working in an environment where I'm making an investment in you directly, yes, I want the result that you can provide for me, but I'm really deciding A or B. Who is going to help me? I need a small business attorney. Is this person competent? I'm not investing in the firm. I'm investing in the person. If you're a financial planner, you're in financial services. If you're a doctor, we've had several doctors. I've interviewed several doctors recently in different parts of obviously the medical field. I'm making a conscious choice or a decision. I'm deciding between a person. If I go to your website right now and I don't see any expertise content, how is it written? What is the language? And boy, I've been on some websites lately. My team and I can attest to that. So as we've been researching and been putting this presentation together to share with you, we've been looking at what is happening in the real world right now. Where are people really missing the boat and missing the opportunity? So much skill, so much talent being unrecognized. All right, amplifywebinar.com. I want to let you guys get back to work. I appreciate this. Share this with someone who needs this message. Share this with someone who needs to be on amplifywebinar.com to secure their spot. They need to amplify their expertise. Be a good friend, be a good colleague, and share this information. Amplifywebinar.com. I will see you guys real soon on our next live.